Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachahakodash, divine smart apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and citation to the hopeful members of the elect, the Bachayim, the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times and to be the ruling governing body of the nation of Yasha. And I want to talk about these hurricanes. And this year alone, there has been, looking at Google, it said 17 to 24 hurricanes, of which 8 to 13 are expected to become hurricanes, and 4 to 7 of those are expected to become major hurricanes. And the last one that hit was Hurricane Helene, which brought devastation to the Carolinas, all right, particularly North Carolina. I'm going to read this, all right. You can't see it because I'm on my laptop, but from MSN.com, deaths caused by the hurricane nationwide surpassed 214 people, making Helene the second deadliest hurricane in the U.S. this century. That number is surpassed only by Katrina in 2005, which that was a devastating hurricane. I'm on the West Coast, and even I remember that hurricane, which killed 1,392 people. That's Hurricane Katrina. All right. So Hurricane Helene brought devastation. Okay. Now we have another hurricane, Hurricane Milton. All right. Which is coming from, it already passed or it's going through the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. And it's heading directly to Florida. All right. So I'm going to play this video.
So a critical situation. I called it. I had seen some reports where this has been called a potential once-in-a-century hit. Can you contextualize how bad this storm might be? Is it actually a once-in-a-century hit?
Yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay has not seen a hit from a Category 3 or greater hurricane in around 100 years. It's been about 100 years since this area was directly hit by a major hurricane. So it's been a very long time. And back in the early 1900s, the population of this area was much, much less than it is right now. There's been a significant population boom across the coast of Florida, and that's both East Coast and West Coast in the last 100 years. So there's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this area that have never been through a hurricane that has directly hit, because we've seen a couple of near misses. We saw Ian move to the south. We've seen several storms skirt the coast, but we've never seen, at least in around 100 years, a major hurricane directly impacting the Tampa-St. Pete area.
Now, about 24 hours ago, when the storm was really gaining speed, it was a Category 5. It slipped to a Category 4, but you say it might go back to a Category 5. We ran a story on Forbes.com earlier today about, do we need a Category 6? It's a little bit, it involves some imagination, but given the severity of storms you've seen this season, Alex, do we need to add categories to our hurricane system?
I really don't think so. I think the messaging, once you get to that Category 5 threshold, it's pretty much catastrophic damage, going on from there. The winds for a Category 5 hurricane are sustained over 155 miles per hour, and anything above that will pretty much destroy anything in its path. So I don't think we need a Category 6 necessarily, but we definitely do have to work on getting the messaging out there about how dangerous these storms can be, and the fact that we've been seeing much more rapid intensification, it seems like, over the last couple of years. A lot of it has to do with these sea surface temperatures. I think there's a tie certainly to a warming planet with that. I mean, you can see here the sea surface temperatures everywhere on this map, mid-80s. You need about 80 degrees to have a tropical system survive and thrive, and we're about 4 to 6 degrees above that threshold. And so last couple of years, we've been seeing a lot more systems.
Right, and I just looked up Category 5 hurricane. It says a Category 5 hurricane destroys houses, cuts power to vast areas, so the power will be off, and isolates communities due to downed trees and fallen utility poles. It can also cause critical damage to infrastructure like roads, bridges, and dams, which that Florida is filled with bridges. All right, if you ever been to Florida, all right, it's like a swampy place. You know, it has a lot of waters over there. All right, and it's nothing but bridges. Okay, it says like it's like a swampy slash tropical place. You know, depends on where you're at in Florida. It says a Category 5 hurricane has the ability to render large areas uninhabitable for weeks or longer. And again, it's been back to back of hurricanes. All right. Now, Helene, that was devastating. Wait till Hurricane Milton. You know, it's in a Category 5. All right. Reading this from Hurricane Helene, people made statements. They said some of our neighbors, their homes didn't make it, and neither did they. He tells Yahoo Life, people were literally just swept away. All right. This is Mark. It says Mark Starling, the morning show host and news director for iHeartMedia Asheville on News Radio 570 WWNC, has been on the air since 3:30 a.m. today, trying to keep local residents informed and calm after Hurricane Helene devastated the western North Carolina city of Asheville. But as a resident himself who lost neighbors in the storm, Starling says it's been hard to process the tragedy, right? And I heard because, hey, really this is all coming from down from the Most High. Okay, let me get a scripture. Okay, but Esau, you know, the Lord's using Esau as a sword. Esau has his weather manipulating machines. You know, we're definitely at the end. All right, these are biblical times that we are in. Okay, you know, I see something right here. Let me click on this. But I heard one of the reasons is that area in North Carolina is filled with lithium, and these elites, they need that for the technology. All right, lithium, you can find it in batteries. Okay, that's one of the places, or one of the things you can find that element. All right, they use it for batteries. Okay, that's one of the things you can use it for. Okay, so we know this devil needs lithium for his technology. You know, get those people out the way, and they can go over there and ransack that area filled with lithium. All right, it says as Hurricane Milton approaches Florida, FEMA finds itself under attack. I'm not gonna read that actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. But let's get a scripture. All right, Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, the Israelites, okay, which in this case, the elect of the Israelites, because not all Israel is going to make it, only the elect. And there, now this is the point. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Now, really, this is going to Jacob's trouble, all right? But we're damn near about to enter the door. I mean, it really is Jacob's trouble, but it hasn't gone full-fledged yet, you know? We're damn near about to enter that door, you know? And it's about to be all that hell breaking loose, all right? But we're definitely in times that are happening like never before. 17 to 24 hurricanes alone that happened this year. All right. 4 to 7 have become major hurricanes. And this Hurricane Milton is in a Category 5. This is going to cause major devastation and destruction. All right. So pray for Aki and pray for the families. You know, may Yahweh Shemashah protect you, Akim, you Akwath, and your little ones. All right. Let's go back actually. Let's see if there's anything else I can find. Let's click on this actually.
Begin our report with a blunt warning to thousands of Floridians that they should evacuate before Hurricane Milton makes landfall. Tampa's mayor told residents Monday night, quote, "If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die." Milton is expected to make landfall.
Straight up, they said it. If you choose, this is serious. If you choose to stay in those areas, you're gonna die. Say Akim, Yahweh Shemashai, may he protect you. Hopefully, brothers see this. Just flee. That would be my advice. All right, just flee if you can. Okay, I'm pretty sure lots of brothers did.
As early as Wednesday night, President Biden has postponed his trip to Europe and Africa to stay in the States and monitor conditions.
I've also served thousands of federal personnel on the ground across the southeast.
This senile devil.
And deliver every available resource as fast as possible.
Can't talk.
And my priority is to increase the size and presence of
This dude can't even talk. Salakia. And this is the president. This place is going downhill. It's over.
as we prepare for another catastrophic storm about to make landfall.
National Hurricane Center says Milton, currently a Category 5 storm, could be one of the most destructive on record for the Tampa Bay area of Florida. The city has not been directly hit by a major hurricane since 1921. The area is particularly vulnerable because of the risk of storm surge, which forecasters predict could reach up to 15 feet in some areas. That means not even the second...
Man, and remember, look what he just said. And we just read about Hurricane Katrina that killed 1,300 people.
Vulnerable because of the risk of storm surge, which forecasters predict could reach up
Dang,
to 15 feet.
15 feet, whoo, of water.
Areas. That means not even the second story of your home would stay safe
No.
or dry. CBS News correspondent Nicole Valdez joins us from Fort Myers, Florida, an area south of Tampa that is also expected to be hit hard by the storm. So are the people listening, Nicole, to those orders that are coming to evacuate?
John, good evening. Most people are. In fact, here in downtown Fort Myers, they were told to get out as of yesterday. And the businesses you see here are just some of the many that have now been not only boarded up and piled with sandbags along their entries, but actually some business owners using spray foam to try to fill in as many gaps as possible to keep that storm surge out. We're talking a possibility of up to 12 feet of that here in downtown Fort Myers alone. Sadly, we all remember what storm surge can do here in Fort Myers. Hurricane Ian destroyed dozens of homes all the way south to Fort Myers Beach and Sanibel Island just over 2 years ago. It's a storm that so many remember still today, and it's really what is making so many take this storm.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in that city, and the Lord have not done it? So this is evil. And the word evil, if you break it down, Eve, all right, time, and ill, meaning bad, bad times. The Lord is definitely bringing bad times to Babylon, America. We are at the end of this so-called white man society, and he's destroying. The Lord is definitely destroying, picking at this place piece by piece. All right, destroying the infrastructure of this place. Okay, piece by piece, man. And a lot of Jakes are getting judgment because of their wickedness, and they refuse to repent unto Yahweh Shemashai. But we know that's their lot anyways. It's 2/3. All right. That's, of course, Jakes all throughout the Americas, but Florida is filled with, all the tribes. All right. You go to the area of Miami, a lot of Cubans, Manasseh, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, the tribe of Ephraim, Dominicans of the tribe of Simeon. All right. Florida, that's the home of, Reuben. All right. Gad over there, Judah. All right. Issachar, Zebulon, you know, Miami, that area, that Miami, was it Miami County, Miami-Dade County, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it's called. Actually, let's see if look that up. But that area is like a big so-called Latino populous city. Yeah, Miami slash Dade County. Okay, Florida.
Seriously, and of course, we had Hurricane Helene just about 2 weeks ago. So thankfully, that is sort of the fuel to the fire for those who have decided to take this seriously. But of course, there are some who are choosing to stay behind. We met one woman on Sanibel Island earlier today, and here's why she says she's not leaving.
We know that we're staying, and we know that the officials know that we know they're not going to be there. We don't expect that. We don't expect them to be there on our beck and call. I'm not going to sit in a shelter. I'm not going to sit in a hotel, motel. I think that's great if people found places to go and they wanted to evacuate and friends they can stay with. But this is where we want to stay.
Now, John, curfews are in effect tonight for both Fort Myers Beach and Sanibel Island. We have curfews in effect there.
Well, I hope she makes a video to show, afterwards that she's alive. I'll really like to see that, to be honest.
At 10 o'clock tonight. So anyone found driving around or outside after that time could potentially be arrested.
Wow, that person who's staying behind. Tell me, Nicole, what else are officials doing to prepare? They've issued the warnings, they got the curfews. What else are they doing?
Yeah, she better find some high ground because, again, 15 feet of water. You have to be in a very high area. All right. But it said that the hurricane is going to be up to 150 miles per hour. So, again, your best bet is to leave that area.
First, you've got the personnel, the equipment ready. We were with the sheriff's office just yesterday who told us about the equipment and the vehicles that they have essentially prepped, fueled up, and ready to go to respond as soon as it's safe to do so. But as you just heard Bridget mention there, she recognizes that deputies are not going to be able to respond to 911 calls. The sheriff of Lee County, Carmine Marcino, told me that much yesterday, saying once they see winds exceeding 45 miles per hour, they pulled their deputies off the streets. And he said, we're not coming to rescue you until the storm passes.
Nicole Valdez in Fort Myers, Florida. Thank you so much.
Man, it's going to be a lot of dead bodies, Think about the homeless. Where can they go? They won't have no way to escape. Jakes that don't have vehicles. Someone even wrote, it's really unsettling to know that 24 hours from now, and he wrote this 5 hours ago, so that's 19 hours, many people will be dead as a result of this thing. Whew. Yeah, I definitely want to see what's going to happen. So 18 hours from now, we'll see. All right, we'll see. Adding foam to a 4-foot high barrier when you're expecting 10 feet surge. LOL. Hey. Let's play.
In other parts of Florida, the storm is hitting areas where many are still trying to recover from Hurricane Helene. CBS News correspondent Jonathan Bigliotti is in St. Pete Beach, Florida.
And John, good evening to you. This community was in the middle of cleaning up from one hurricane when it was forced to drop everything and evacuate because of another. You're looking at the contents from people's homes stacked 2 stories high across this area for miles. You'll find smaller mounds like this. As Hurricane Milton barrels down, one of the biggest concerns, not just storm surge, which could reach 15 feet, but also the incredible wind capable of picking up all of this debris, turning it into deadly projectiles. The mayor here in Tampa saying this was their #1 priority to remove all of this debris, but time ran out. Resources have been stretched thin. About 3 million people in this area under a mandatory evacuation, and many of them are heeding those warnings. I-75, bumper-to-bumper traffic sometimes as people have been evacuating. We have Tampa International Airport, which closed today. Orlando announcing it will...
Yeah, that woman's going to die, honestly. You know, pure, pure stupidity. Very arrogant, very proud. All right. That shows you a woman can't lead. You know, I just bring that comment. One person said that woman kept saying we. Does she have children? She's sacrificing on her altar of defiance and stupidity. Women has a right to defend. Oh, these women are fucking crazy, bro. These women are something else. Sure, but don't expect to be first in the line at the hospital. I'm just reading these comments. When she chooses not to leave, she's taking the resources of people who can't leave themselves and actually need to be saved when they come save her. Rights or not, it's selfish, and she knows it. And not just selfish, it's stupidity. You're being warned, okay, to leave, to evacuate. And if you have, by all means, the necessities, if you have the liberty to leave, you can do it, and you choose not to, you're an idiot, okay? Man, these women are fucking. These people are fucking crazy. These women, a lot of these women, I should say. I know not all these women are that think like this. All right. Jenny, women has a right to defend her freedom. I'll get the fuck out of here. Just fucking idiot, man. Just skimming through these comments. That lady should evacuate immediately if she doesn't want to be put on a gravestone, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, she is seeking a thrill. When her moment of truth comes, she'll realize her mistake, right? Thinking she's Superwoman. Yup, reap what you sow. But yeah, that was it, man. All right. We'll see, in the next 18 hours from now, how this hurricane, the aftermath of it. Okay, so, throw up prayers for Akim and the Akwath to help this place, to help to these others. All right. May they be caught up in this hurricane. Whatever judgment the Lord has for them. And if it sounds harsh to you, then hey, click off my channel. It's not for you. All right. It's gonna be a lot of dead bodies dropping real soon. But hey, with that, hey, shalom.